The White House called this the most destructive and costly cyber attack in history. Before we get to this legal dispute, tell us first how extensive the damage was.
Well, it happened on June 27th, 2017, and the U.S. and U.K. believe that Russian military hackers infected tax software in Ukraine, and from there, it caused tremendous damage throughout Ukraine to the government and to companies and to multinational companies around the world like Merck and Mondelez and Maersk, and it did tremendous damage, billions of dollars in damage, and it's the Merck case that is now subject to litigation in state court in New Jersey.
We do often see, David, insurance companies arguing over the fine print. They don't like a big payout if they can avoid it. Is there a case to be made here that this was not something you could insure as a cyber attack, but that it was, I think in this case, the argument is an act of war?
In this case, about 30 insurance companies denied coverage to Merck, which had $1.75 billion in coverage. And those insurance companies said that this, in fact, was an act of war. What's not clear in U.S. law is just what war is in the cyber age. And that's what's being litigated in state court in Union County, New Jersey. And both sides have what they believe are powerful arguments. They're going to play out in the months and perhaps years ahead as this case moves forward in state court.
They have, though, been covered by some part of the damage, right? Through its property policies is one of them that you note in your article. So how do you differentiate, and what's the court right now debating?
Well, the company had a number of different policies under its property coverage, and all of them in some ways covered cyber events. And the question was whether this cyber event, known as NotPetya, was in fact an act of war or not. And there are 4 companies that have settled with Merck, but the rest of them are holding out in hopes that, if it ever goes to trial, they could convince a judge or a jury that this was actually war.